So, big question, who here wants to go down a rabbit hole with good old Uncle Muda today? Well, today's virus investigation was pretty much brought to you by a random commenter. A commenter who wrote something along the lines of check out MACKEEPER. Now, for me, the MACKEEPER situation immediately intrigued me. As you know, Muda, upon reading a couple words, can get pretty intrigued in the most tiniest of subjects. So, I decided to wonder, by that name, are we looking at another Macintosh virus? Now, if you guys remember quickly from last week's video, or not last week, but the last time I looked at the Mac viruses, I believe I mentioned it in the video, but for me, an idea of a Mac virus is still pretty foreign. Being a system that has a immediately smaller market share than its competitor, I often wondered how many people are programming viruses for a Mac. And then I decided, let's go look into this. So upon first little bits of Googling, I found conflicting reports. These guys actually still have a website. They're a still functioning company that we can download software from. And from a lot of people from the company itself, they said that they were defamed by a competitor, and I looked online and things were considered, it was sort of a turf war of the ages between Mac users and this specific program. Looking further into it, the company itself had to pay out about a $1 or $2 million lawsuit out because of what their program did in its older versions. Going to their website, they pretty much tout the fact that they're a newer, refined version of what they used to be, so it shows me that there was some dirty baggage to come along with this. Now, due to the company suing people for defaming their product, I'm going to go into this in a pretty objective look. Like I said, I'm not going to say that this is some virus or malware yet. We're going to go investigate together, as we always have, using real hardware, using the program, and figure out what exactly is going on. So no longer am I going to talk about just some fancy virus for the week. We're going to look right into this real quickly. So the method of attack over here is usually to use a virtual machine. And I'm not going to use a virtual machine today. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Mac computers piss me off. I absolutely despise Apple computers. You buy these things for like 3 times the price of what they're worth, okay? The parts in them aren't even that fucking special. The issue with these systems, you can't even upgrade them, so you're kind of fucked when you buy the computer to begin with. And I swear to God, I have graphic artist friends who like support Macs to the end of the days, and I'm just sitting there like, you know, Windows is pulling its effort, let me put it that way. But I have an iMac Pro, or a Mac Pro, whatever you want to call it, and that thing is pretty expensive. I use it for work, so I'm not going to use this program on that, because I've heard that using MACKEEPER can be very difficult to remove from your system, and we're going to find out and see just how exactly. We're going to try to go into it. So in this situation, I bought myself a Mac Mini, and I've had this for a while. I didn't buy it specifically for this video. Actually, that was a Plex server that I was running for a long time, and I've switched it recently to a bunch of other things, so it's really just gathering dust. Now, the Mac Mini isn't terribly fast by any situations. It runs on a old mechanical hard drive, so the actual load time between anything is god-fucking awful. Compared to my Mac Pro, which actually has an SSD flash memory, it loads immediately. It loads so much faster. It's actually usable in compared to this garbage. But we're going to use this because it is slow, and I want to see exactly what this program is going to say, because a lot of people have said this program has the notion of giving you the absolute worst details of your computer. Going to the original website, I tried to find some original version of the program, and the website that they host actually has a whole page for download legacy software. And I could not find any legacy software. In fact, it says MACKEEPER 1 and MACKEEPER 2, but I can't download those older versions. So it's kind of sketchy when I see that you're giving me the option, but I can't download to test it myself. Like, are you trying to hide something? I'm not sure. Now, there are hosted versions of older variants of the software, but I'm not going to be using that, because to go down this rabbit hole, I can't be using software that I can't trust coming originally from that group. This isn't some malware, straight that we're looking at. We're looking at an actual program. So to be fair to them, I have to do things that I did with Protogent. I have to download from the official website and use that by itself, because who knows what somebody could have done and packaged to any other program out there. So that being said, let's switch over to a Mac Mini, fresh install, completely new, and see where we go from there. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our Mac system running. Now, to show you the system real quick, I'm going to go to About This Mac. This is the Mac Mini. and you can actually tell that it is a late 2014 Mac Mini. Let me don't auto update. Okay, remind me tomorrow. I'm not going to even use this computer. Stop it. Not now. Okay, thank you, Apple. All right, this is the late 2014 Mac Mini. It's got a 1.4 gigahertz Intel Core i5, which I believe is like the laptop i5. So it's like the fucking 2 cores and then like the 2 logical core shit. 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and Intel HD Graphics 5000. Maybe at some point I'll be able to max Battlefield fucking 2. But let's go to everything else real quick. So everything seems to pretty much be normal. I've got a pretty empty drive. Now this is a 500 gigabyte mechanical drive, so it's not SSD or anything, which kind of explains why this Mac is a little slower than usual. But this is the MACKEEPER website, and I'm using Safari, which is probably the most I've ever used it, because I literally just use this to download Chrome onto actual Macs. So this is their website, real quick. This is their website now. Let me just minimize that real quick. This is MACKEEPER, and at first glance, it's a pretty cool looking website. It's like pretty recent. It's got a bunch of recommendations, I guess, or reviews from like Forbes, BBC, The Daily Dot, CNN. And there's 13 million users that they're saying. Now, I saw other variants of this website where they were giving like a live count, but I don't really get to see that anymore. But the features they're using are like finding and fixing, safe cleanup, track my Mac, all that kind of stuff. Features that macOS already comes with standard. So here it is. It just immediately started. You can enjoy using the all-in-one system utility for Mac. So yeah, move that to trash and everything. Wow, this Mac Mini is actually running okay. Now scans are analyzed by Apple certified professionals, and it secures your Mac, removes junk files, and keeps apps up to date. So if I hit start, they want me to get like a email account to it. Okay, that's fucking great. Sure, I don't know. Try boy at boygaming.xxx. Try that one out. Perfect. Now we're in, we're all good. We don't need to worry. Now it's scanning through all of my files and everything, which again, when you're trusting any anti-virus software, you have to really trust it, because do you really want a program going through your entire system like this? I don't know. But it's going through the system pretty quick, and it's easy because the system is very fucking easy. It's just installed. So they're connecting to a personal expert, and that's about it. And I've got 3 minutes until my report is ready. Now, this person has apparently checked 41,467 Macs. He's got a technical master degree. All right, and they're analyzing it right now. Now, this is a little too professional for somebody that's not. It's the first time I've seen it in a fucking antivirus software. What the heck? I'm a real person. Okay. You're not gonna tell me you're real, dude. Goddamn. I could be a bit better. It's like, okay. All right. I mean, the best way to tell this, oh, by the way, thanks for using our software. Yeah, this is way too professional for something. So I'm going to test this real quick. One of the best ways to check if you have I can tell you a few things about your Mac before the report is complete. Sure, tell me. Okay, what am I going to learn about my Mac? That's going to be interesting. I just made this Mac. This is complete. There are quite a few junk files on my Mac. You'll have noticed a slight decrease in. I just factory reset, actually. Yeah, I just actually factory reset them. What do you mean I got junk files? I just reset this and then hit record on the camera. So what are you telling me? Junk files waste a substantial amount of space on your Mac. I'm not talking about the files in your. Oh, okay. I think I touched the HDMI cable. What the fuck? I'm not talking about. Let me just check if the recording is working fine. Yeah, it's working fine. I'm not talking about the files in your trash can, spam emails, browser, anything. These files sometimes load when your system starts up. They take up memory and slow down the system's overall performance and speed. Are you literally telling me Mac OS is a fucking malware? Because god damn it, that's the only thing loading up. However, MACKEEPER can detect and safely delete them. Oh, okay. That's cool, dude. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, really being heavy-handed with me. My God. My God. Our initial scans show that there are maybe no antiviruses on your Mac. If you don't have any protection, we recommend you install it. What would you recommend? All right, let's see what they recommend. Let's fucking figure this one out. Oh my God, what is going on with the HDMI cable on this? This is weird. Okay, yeah, that's probably an HDMI thing. All right, God, that freaked me out a little bit. So right over here, they've already said that my Mac Mini system status is incredibly fucking serious. So I got to figure out what's going on. Now, to a normal individual who just started their system, this might freak the fuck out of them, but this is really sketchy to me considering I just reset the entire Mac. I literally just did it, so there's really couldn't be anything. So cleaning this at an excellent, performance is at a medium, because I don't have their memory cleaner or update tracker, it seems. And then the security I have, yeah, these are my junk files, 37.2 megabytes of junk files. My ass, that's a lot. God damn. I can free the disks for thousands of photos, hundreds of audio tracks, movies. Yeah, sure, dude. Okay, security. I don't have internet security activated, so I gotta put their umbrella in front of my internet browser. Adware cleaner is no items, okay? Track My Mac is inactivated, which you shouldn't even use because you would want to use the Find My Mac feature through iCloud if you have an Apple device. It's just better. Now you've got serious, so I've got a really frowny face, and I got 149 fucking things found. 3.61, I mean, it's a 4 gig system, so it couldn't have too much. And then, of course, they have Activate MACKEEPER. So if I go to activation, quite easily, if I buy it for $4.95, I can probably save my computer. No, that's $4.95 a month. That's 118 bucks? $14.95 for a month package? That's fucking, that's pricey, dude. God damn. God damn. Okay, close that. Let's not go through the activation. To save cleanup, they said I got 7.4 megs of logs, which you're going to have on your systems anyways. Come on, people. Caches, binaries, trash, language. Caches where? User caches. Okay, so I guess they're pretty open with what you have. All right, that's kind of cool. That they're pretty open with whatever you have on your system. So I guess you can clean the junk file. Oh, you need to pay to clean them. Okay, all right, let's get out of that one. Duplicates finder. Okay, so it can find you duplicate files. 0 duplicates found on your Mac. Thank you. Smart uninstaller. So you can remove files. If you want to remove files, just open up Launchpad and drag that shit to your trash can, right? Memory cleaner, so you can clean your system's memory. Available memory is 309. That's because it's a 4 gig system. I can't do much with it. I can clean it, but there's really no reason to even do this in the first place. I believe Apple has a very intelligent memory tracker that they literally ripped right out of their cell phone technology anyway, so you don't need to do this. So now I have 1.82 gigs. I probably killed a very intensive required system feature. Update tracker. Okay, so I can get updates pretty fairly quickly. Did it even check for updates? Yeah, okay, at least there's something. Login items. So this is where you can change your startup processes. I mean, you could do this anyways. Internet security. Yeah, I don't know if I trust that necessarily. And then track my Mac. And then you can go to the shopping cart, which I love how they have a button for buying the software. Like, come on, guys, get out of here. So, you know, I might sound kind of like a little bitch right now by doing this, but I'll be honest with you guys right now. I don't really see the understanding of this kind of software. I mean, for me, it kind of does hit the stamp of approval for a lot of stuff that's really money focused. I get it. You're a free antivirus. You got to push sales, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Shit seems really heavy-handed to me. And I don't know how I can trust something like this that immediately gave me a serious warning on a just installed system. No other real antivirus really pushes that hardcore. And I don't really believe that I'm getting somebody talking to me. If you're analyzing millions upon millions of systems, are you really giving every new user a personal touch with somebody real? I'm not sure how these claims can be handled because they really don't make a lot of logical sense. Of course, maybe they could be doing, maybe it's the only company that does it, but it just sounds really odd to me that this is happening the way that it does, especially with how much the community calls this certain company out on their stuff. So as far as I know, this is just an extra little bit. Uninstalling the program can be fairly easy. I believe I just have to go open up my actual Finder on the Mac, and I think I can get rid of it fairly easy. So give me a second. Let me just launch it up and go to Applications. So when you're wiping away stuff from your iMac, you typically want to go to your Applications directory and try to find this MACKEEPER. So I think I can just drag it into the trash and delete it right from my system, and that should be able to kill it. The system, what is it? Yeah, it's gone. So it's basically not running as a background process anymore. I can empty all of that out, and I believe that I have removed it, I think. Now, there is remnants that should be around, so I'm going to try just running a search on this Mac just to see. It's probably not even indexed, but I'm going to try and search the entire Mac drive. I think I can do that. I think I have to go to Finder real quick. Give me a second. Window, what is this? View, edit. Right, you have to... OS Sierra is like really fucking retarded with how it does shit. But let me try running it through on the actual drive itself. So let me see if I can find anything on the drive. and I don't think that I am. At all, actually, if I can be brutally honest with you guys. I don't think I'm finding anything through Spotlight, so I believe that I don't have anything installed on this. That would be pretty bad, but I'm going to be very careful, and I'm going to wipe this Mac yet again just so that it's completely clear and save it for something else, you know. Best to have stuff removed rather than keep it, is what I say. So, without keeping this video up running too long, I wanted to go down this rabbit hole that kind of leaves me at sort of the crossroads where I'm going to think that this program is still a little more dubious than I'd want to believe. Now, I know earlier in the first 5-6 minutes of the video, we looked into, well, realistically, the claims that were levied against it, the lawsuits that this company was handing out. Now, programs like these aren't inherently evil. The program we looked at was something that was a little bit of a double-edged sword. There was a lot of people asking me, well, a lot of points where I was given the option to keep buying and buying and buying. And their website, while it looks nice, isn't indicative of not being some form of a scam or a dubious software. But the fact that people have registered this as a potentially unwanted program does bode well for the actual, does bode bad for the actual system itself, for the program. So I don't know, Zerobit could be totally legit. They could be very full of it, but I think I'm going to leave the interpretation up to you, the viewers, of what we saw. Like I said, I literally created a new Mac. I had nothing installed on this. I will take that to the grave. And I was told that my system was fucking very severely bad by this program. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many antiviruses that you've all ever seen, which has a direct personal conversation with you, literally making a fucking report in 3 minutes. I don't know. I don't claim to know. I don't want to know. And they didn't check my emails in the beginning, so whatever the hell this program was doing was pretty dubious, at least from my experience. Now, this was the new refined version of MACKEEPER. I think it was version 4? I believe. So I don't know what the other 3 versions were like. I can never get my hands on them. They're fucking gone in vintage. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're on a PC or a Mac, always be careful with what you're doing on the computer, because no matter what, your stuff could always be very potentially stolen. Your stuff could be gone. You never know. So when you're on the internet, don't click on that weird ad that tells you to get pills that makes a certain part of your body bigger. And if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it, I am out.